Hey up guys, and welcome to the next video in Intersave. This is the second video in this save, and the last game we had was against Genoa, which was a 0-0 draw. I think it was against Genoa anyway. So since that 0-0 draw, we had a very good 2-0 win against Lazio, which I'm really happy with. Douglas Costa and Mauro Icardi with the goals. We had a 1-1 draw against Verona. We dominated that game and just couldn't pull the trigger, and we've really been struggling with our strikers this season. Icardi has scored a few vital goals, don't get me wrong, but Milito's been injured, and we haven't took certain chances, put it that way. We had a 3-3 draw against Parma. Urbi Emanuelson scored 2 goals, and Andrea Manocchia scored. And then we had an amazing victory against Juventus. And as I recall, I think they had more of the possession than they did, but we just took our chances, and it was just really a great win, and it gave me a lot of confidence in the team that we can beat, say, the bigger teams in Serie A. And no offence to Inter, I'm not saying that they're not one of the bigger teams in Serie A. I'm just saying, Juventus have been dominant in Serie A over the last few seasons, it's fair to say. And then after that, we had a 1-0 defeat against Atalanta. Just one of those games where, we had so many chances and we just didn't take any of them. And that's, I go on about this quite a lot, but I really love it when you've got one of those strikers, like say for example Chelsea at the moment in real life. If they had a world-class striker, just think how crazy good they would be. I'm a Chelsea fan, like I say all the time, but say if they had a Suarez, say if they had just a world-class striker, just think what they'd be doing in the Premier League. It's very vital when you get that ball in that area that you score those goals. You might get one chance in that game, your striker might get one chance, but it's important that he takes it. So when it's, when we lose against Atalanta and we've had all these chances, it's frustrating for sure. But we had a 2-1 victory against Udinese, and I respect Udinese big time. So that victory was really good for me. Urbi Emanuelson and Mauro Icardi with the goals, and that was very dramatic, that late goal. In fact, I'll try and show you it now. Hopefully Camtasia doesn't mess about, act all skippy and stuff like that, because I've basically just loaded up my laptop, and sometimes when I load up my laptop it needs like at least an hour to fully work properly, if that makes sense. So I'm just showing the goals here. Dinatelli scored the first goal for Udinese, and that guy is just amazing. I think he's one of the most underrated strikers of all time, is Dinatelli. He's like 35, but if he went to Chelsea I'd be over the moon. Urbi Emanuelson scored from the penalty kick, or the penalty spot. He scored quite a few vital goals for us so far this season as Emanuelson. And this was like in the 92nd minute, so a very dramatic late goal. So Cambiasso there with a very important tackle, and Icardi, the young striker, with just a really amazing goal to make it 2-1 to us. So I'm very, very happy with that victory. And then we had the 2-0 victory against Livorno. Yuto Nagamoto and Matteo Kovic scored. And then we had the 1-1 draw against Calgary. Just one of those things they pull back, in the dying seconds basically. And but if I'm looking at the fixtures, I think we've played pretty well. There's a couple of games where we should have won the games for sure. Parma and Verona and Atalanta, But apart from that, I'm very happy. I'm just getting used to the squad. I'll show you the Serie A table so far. We're currently 4th. Played 12, won 6, drawn 5 and lost 1. Got 23 points with 5 points behind Juventus with a game in hand. And say for example AC Milan are behind us, our rivals. So I'm looking forward to actually playing them this season. But we're going to go into today's game against Sampdoria. I'll show you the tactics and just go through a couple of players, what are playing good or playing bad. Cambiasso has really impressed me. He's really been like a rock in the centre of midfield, but I want to play him in defensive midfield for this game and just try him out there. Normally I've just been playing with 3 centre midfielders. Guerin has been very disappointing so far. He actually scored in the last game. That made his average rating even higher, but if you can look at his previous 4 games before that, he has been dreadful and giving the ball away at very important times. So I tried to play him as a box-to-box midfielder, and that weren't working out at all. I just thought he had the decent attributes for a box-to-box midfielder. Maybe I was wrong. I'm just going to play him as a deep lying playmaker and have him on defensive there, and hopefully he can pick up his form. Urbi Manuelson has been vital for the goals for us. Really good player. We got him dirt cheap from AC Milan, and I'm very happy we got him. Douglas Costa, he's just come from the Ukraine, the Brazilian, so I can understand why he's not playing so good. But I think next season he'll come into his own. I don't know if the strength thing has been bad for him, but I think he'll improve in the future for sure for us. And Joan Jesus has been great for us in the centre of defence. Young, 22. I actually tried to sign him on my Chelsea save, but Inter Milan wanted a bit of money, and I invested that money in Kurt Zouma instead. I just think, Jesus, it's funny saying that. I think he'll be in the Brazil squad in the future. Maybe I don't know if he's playing good for Inter Milan in real life. I don't know, but he's got the attributes for sure. And that's about it. I'll tell you the most surprising player is Nagamoto, the Japan player. He's been really, really good for us so far, getting forward and causing the opposition problems, because he's a pretty fast player. 17 acceleration, only 13 pace, but he's been causing problems, and maybe the left back position is something I can strengthen in the future. But in good news, anyway, we've got some good news that the board give us some money. They actually give us 13 million. But I just put some of that money into the wage budget, so it was out of the red, so to speak. I don't know what to invest that 11 million or so into. I don't know if to get a striker. I might try and get Christian Benteke. Obviously, I've only got 11 million, but maybe I can pay for him over 4 to 8 months and try and strike a deal with him. I don't know. There's another player I'm looking at, Lassina Traore. I think he's just gone Everton. He's like 6'7", a really, really tall guy, but he's really good with his feet. Good first touch, good finishing, decent acceleration for his size, good strength. And I'd like him as a target man, but he's preferred as a defence forward. He's only 23 as well, so I'm looking at him. There's a few other players like Ricky Vance Wolfswinkel, who's currently at Norwich. I think he's a good player. I'm also thinking about a decent, centre midfielder. I'll tell you who I'm looking at. He's a Belgian player, Raja Nainggolan. That's how I see it, Nainggolan. I've seen him play quite a few times, and he's 25. He's a ball-winning midfielder, good tackler, decent passer of the ball as well, and I just really like how he plays. So I won't mind bringing him into the team. Anyway, there's just a few people I won't mind bringing in. I'm going to go into the game against Sampdoria. Sampdoria are currently second in the division. So this is an important game. And they've got the top goal scorer, Pozzi. I'll quickly show you him. He's 27. Stat-wise, is not anything too special, but he's playing well for him, that's for sure. Right, finally got to the game there. My laptop playing up. Just trying to give him a bit of confidence there. Let him do the individual team talks. Let's start the match against Sampdoria at home at the San Siro. So yeah, I've actually started watching a few people's saves. Ryan FM, started watching his with Tottenham. He's done like 4 long videos, and I watched every single one of them, really enjoying that. Started watching Golden FM's Hunger Games video, which is a really interesting video, or interesting series. Very, he's obviously sat down and thought about that. I've never watched the Hunger Games, so maybe if I watched the Hunger Games, for example, I'd be more into that series, but I already like the concept of it, so I'm going to watch the 3rd video probably later on tonight. So Cambiasso on the ball. When I was younger, I always used to find it funny saying Cambiasso for some reason, but that was me being a little stupid kid. Pozzi on through on goal, but good save there. I normally play with a higher tempo, but in this game I've lowered the tempo. Don't want no stupid mistakes. I want it to be, Douglas Costa with a shot. Just when I was talking bad about him, he thunders the ball against the crossbar. That's what I'm saying. It just said in the right hand side there, we need to turn our possession into something, and that's what we've been lacking. We've scored goals, but mainly been from midfield. In Cardiff, for example, he's a young player. I wanted to rely on Milito, but when he's played terrible, and plus gets injured. Cambiasso there gets it. This is what I'm saying, has been solid in midfield. Right, Cambiasso now. With someone in centre of midfield, this is the way I see it. When they've got the ball, you need to have faith in them. You don't want to think that they're going to give it away or just pass it to the opposition. You want to think they're either going to keep the ball or they're going to, do something with it. That's why I like Lampard. For Chelsea, whenever he's got the ball or he's going to do something, I've got faith in him. Right, let's just have a little look at this. We can still come out of this with a win. Yeah, let's get a bit aggressive. Let's tell them a few home truths. Not happy with your finishing. Right. Let's just look at... Well, I'm going to keep it as it is. Let's look at instructions, lower tempo. Let's push the pace a little bit. Float crosses maybe. Cardi doesn't respond well to floating crosses. It might be more of right, second half. Costa on the ball. Right, Nagamoto. Cambiasso. gives it away, but can he retrieve it? He does. It'll be Emmanuelson, who's been scoring a lot of goals, and he scores another. Nice. To make it 1-0. We've moved up to second position in Serie A. 53 minutes. It's important, this. It's an important win if we do get this. You know, important 3 points if we do get them. I don't want another draw, and obviously I don't want a defeat. I want 3 points. Let's go balanced a little bit. "65 minutes. I've got a corner kick, Cambiasso. And it looks like a penalty, yeah. The referee looks over to his assistant. And Morleo is sent off for Sampdoria. So I think Gerby Emmanuelson will be taking this like he's been taking the other penalties. And he scores again on the 80th minute, 2-0. You know, he's been really good all season. It's just his goals he's scored in open play. You know, fair enough, penalty's a penalty, but you still need the composure. But the goals we've scored in open play have been vital. And as you've seen there, 7 goals this season. Very good form, especially for incoming to a new club. I've seen him play for Fulham. I didn't see too much, but what I did see is really good. He's got potential. And you know, AC Milan, I don't know, they've got some decent players, I suppose. You know, that's why they let him go. So Douglas Costa on the ball. Costa, right, it's all over. So 2-0 win against Sampdoria. Very, very happy with that. Like, really happy with it. But you know, if we invested in a very, very good striker, I think Icardi can be a good striker in the future, you know. In January, because we're not playing in Europe this season, so it's not like, you know, we need to buy a player for Europe or anything. We just want to buy a player for the league at this moment in time. Striker. If you've got any suggestions, I'd really appreciate it. Any decent strikers for a decent price. It's not like I've got, you know, PSG money or Chelsea money with Inter, but you know, I think I'll use that money wisely anyway. Just gonna have a quick look at the table. If it doesn't take too long to load up, because there's a lot of games to load. I actually looked at, I can see Leon there. I actually looked at Lisandro Lopez. He's gone to some crazy foreign team. I remember a couple of years back on, you know, the old Football Managers, he was a hot commodity, you know, because he's a really good striker. So yeah, we've played 13, won 7, drawn 5, lost 1, 26 points, 2 points behind Juventus. I'm not going to try, obviously I'd like to win the league, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think there's the depth in the squad at the moment to win the league. I just want to get in Europe, get some more money and build the team. So thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate the couple of comments I got on the last video on this save, or the last video I've done on this save, the first video uploaded on YouTube. I got a couple of nice comments, so I really appreciate that. Take care guys, and see you later.